Hallihallo meine Freunde und willkommen zurück in einer weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. Ja, wir haben hier letztens aufgehört und wir machen jetzt auch weiter, aber bevor wir jetzt in die Stelle gehen, um nur auszufinden, wo Itos Gang, hoppala, gegen euch will ich nicht fighten, erschreckt worden sind, wollte ich noch schnell noch die Beeren da sammeln und dann, jetzt können wir weitermachen. Let's go meine Freunde. Ja, aber ich denke mal höchstwahrscheinlich, dass unsere Miku hier auch ein Yokai ist. Weil sie hat ja, wenn man das hier macht... Hier. Sie ist ja eine Füchsin. Komischerweise, versteckt sie die Fuchsschwänze. Aber, wenn man das macht... Autsch. Autsch. Okay. Und unsere Miku wird durch den Elektro vom Wasser beschädigt. Kommen hier ihre Fuchsschwänze raus, meine Freunde. Sie ist ja eine Füchsin. Unsere Miku. Ja, ne? Also denke ich mal höchstwahrscheinlich, dass sie auch ein Yokai ist. Und dass sie auch deswegen auch sehr lange lebt. Interessant. Sehr interessant.
This is the place. They claimed that as they passed through here, the area suddenly grew dark, and some ghostly flames appeared out of nowhere.
Huh. What a coincidence. We saw the very same thing.
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as we did before.
Aber wir müssen mit denen sprechen. Na dann.
I found some sort of smashed ball under the tree. The inside of it looks like it was blackened by smoke, and it smells like fireworks. There's some strange powder in the cracks of these stones. I picked some up and sniffed it to see what it is, and it made me really dizzy. Ugh, I'm so tired now.
Judging from the burn marks left on the scene, the ghostly flames you saw were not created by yokai power. Rather, they appear to have been caused by something flammable. I'm not sure what though.
Alles klar, Leute. Wir sind auf jeden Fall sehr lange in diesem Wald tatsächlich. Sehr lange. Ist aber auch mal wieder schön, meine Freunde. Muss ich ehrlich mal sagen. Ist auch mal wieder schön, wieder mal ein bisschen in Inazuma zu sein. Weil in Inazuma waren wir echt schon, ja, echt schon eine Weilchen hier nicht mehr. Wenn man darüber nachdenkt. Upsala. Weil, bevor ja Somero kam, kamen ja die Sommerinseln. Und dann waren wir ja dort ein ganz schön weites Stück dort. In den Sommerinseln. Und dann hatten wir ja noch ein Event in Mondstadt. Und dann ging ja schon Somero los. Tatsächlich. Deswegen, wir waren nach den Sommerinseln nicht mehr in Inazuma. Das ist mal wieder schon, dass wir mal ein bisschen wieder in Inazuma sind. Ich bin aber sowieso gespannt, meine Freunde, weil wir haben ja Dezember. Und das bedeutet, das Laternenfest ist bald wieder da. Das bedeutet, nach diesem Patch 3.3 oder das ist doch 3.3, oder? Ich weiß gar nicht. Welchen Patch haben wir jetzt eigentlich gerade? 3.3 oder 3.2? Ich bin gerade voll am Überlegen, welcher Patch das nochmal ist. Lass mal ganz kurz ein bisschen gucken. Ich habe gerade voll vergessen, welchen Patch wir haben. Ist ja voll genial. 3.3, ja. Wir sind bei 3.3, meine Freunde. Okay. Das heißt 3.4, das ist halt immer das Schöne, du kannst immer schon hier mal sehen, welcher Patch das ist. Das ist immer das Schöne daran. Ja, meine Freunde, 3.3 sind wir. Das bedeutet 3.4 war höchstwahrscheinlich schon wieder das hübsche, tolle Laternenfest. Was richtig nice ist eigentlich, so gesehen. Ich bin gespannt, was uns da erwarten wird. Vor allem, was ich sehr schön finde, ist, das Laternenfest hat ja immer so richtig tolle Storys. Bin ich auf jeden Fall auch gespannt. Das gibt es ja immer jedes Jahr. Bin ich auch gespannt. Ich finde es immer noch schade ein bisschen, meine Freunde, dass wir das allererste Laternenfest von Genshin Impact nicht so wirklich machen konnten. Ich habe es teilweise gemacht, aber dann ist die Zeit abgelaufen. Wer sich noch daran erinnern kann, da waren wir noch in Akt 1 noch mit Liu noch beschäftigt tatsächlich. Da hatten wir ja irgendwann Storys mit Sir Chao, so gesehen. Und da hat es schon angefangen mit dem Laternenfest. Leider. Und leider habe ich das verpasst, ein bisschen mit euch das zu machen. Das zweite haben wir Gott sei Dank hingekriegt, aber ja. Ist schade, dass wir das erste nicht hingekriegt haben. Aber trotzdem, die Laternenpflanzen sind schon was Schönes. Na dann, legen wir los.
Similar scare tactics. And she didn't have the time to completely hide the traces. I believe we're closing in on the truth now. I'm almost certain that the woman you encountered was not a ghost. She possesses no extraordinary powers. She was merely scaring people with some small props she had set up ahead of time.
Some small props? But can you really do all that with just some props? What we saw was absolutely terrifying.
First and foremost, the test of courage contributed to the unsettling atmosphere here. You were initially frightened by your first encounter with these 3 yokai, and then shortly after, you ran into the mysterious woman. It was natural for you to be on edge. Because you were already tensed up, you were breathing more rapidly and inhaled a lot of sleeping powder that she had sprinkled around the area. That is what caused you to feel dizzy. That's when she pulled down the shade cloth and lit those so-called ghostly flames, creating a terrifying scene. That's the most likely explanation anyway.
So, it was all just a show? She tricked us!
There is, however, still one loose end. The person who commissioned my investigation did become stranded on the beach as a result of some unusual power. That couldn't have been accomplished by just a few small props. But if she possesses such powers, why bother with the theatrics?
Oh, Paimon can't wrap her head around all this.
She can only use props to scare people in the forest, but she can use strange powers on the beach. Huh, I see. I think I've figured it out.
Whoa, that was fast.
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, then only one possibility remains. I know who the woman is. Let's go to the beach.
We'll come along too.
No. You should go back and tell the others not to be afraid and not waste their time searching the forest. The truth has surfaced. It's time to put an end to all the unnecessary panic and await the outcome of the test of courage.
Okay, but please be careful. If you run into any danger, simply call out our names. We'll be able to hear you.
There shouldn't be any danger now, but thank you anyway. Let's go. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
Okay. Muss aber auch sagen, meine Freunde, ist es auch mal wieder schön. Oha. Jetzt sind da richtig viele Laternen auf einmal. What the fuck? Schmetterling, hallo. Nee, das war wirklich so, meine Freunde. Ich kann mich nicht erinnern, wo das letzte Mal, wo die Frau hier waren nicht so viele Laternen tatsächlich. Jetzt sind da richtig viele. Aber ja, was ich noch sagen wollte, ist, meine Freunde, es ist mal schön wieder, alte Charaktere mal wieder zu sehen und sie auch mal wieder zu hören, wie Ayaka, Yumiya zum Beispiel. Gott, ich muss schon sagen, meine Freunde, ich krieg schon wieder so ein bisschen kleine Flashbacks von Inazuma. Tatsächlich. War eine schöne Zeit. Inazuma war schon wirklich eine schöne Zeit. Habe ich übertrieben gefreut, dass endlich Inazuma aufgetaucht ist. Jetzt ist Somero draußen und meine Freunde, ihr wisst, was das heißt. Mein Akt, auf den ich schon sehr gespannt warte. Das ist ja der Akt, auf den ich mich am meisten freue. Akt 4, das Wasserreich. Ich weiß nicht wieso, aber es ist einfach dieses Wasserreich, meine Freunde. Das Wasserreich ist der Akt, auf den ich die ganze Zeit sehnsüchtig warte. Das Feuerreich ist ja auch schön. Zarin zum Beispiel ist auch so eine Sache. Akt 6 hier mit dem Fatui und so alles ist ja auch so eine Sache, was mich auch sehr interessiert. Aber in Wirklichkeit, meine Freunde, ist Akt 4, also das Wasserreich, das, was mich am meisten interessiert tatsächlich. Deswegen bin ich gespannt, wo es sein wird und wie die Göttin der Gerechtigkeit wohl sein soll. Da bin ich ja auch übelst gespannt, meine Freunde. Die Göttin der Gerechtigkeit. Ich hoffe, sie ist eine Heilerin. Ich bete dafür, also wirklich ohne Quatsch, Leute. Ich hoffe, sie ist, wenn sie eine Damage-Dealerin ist, ist es natürlich auch was Schönes, weil wäre mal schön, einen Damage-Dealer als Wasser zu haben. Weil ich habe nicht wirklich einen guten Damage-Dealer. Tatsächlich. Den habe ich nicht wirklich. Wir haben zwar den Graphen, Leute, aber der gefällt mir vom Playstyle gefällt mir irgendwie nicht so. Deswegen. Wenn sie ein Schwert hat, zum Beispiel die Göttin der Gerechtigkeit, dann feiere ich das. Ohne Scheiß. Dann feiere ich das wirklich. Aber bis dahin, meine Freunde, haben wir noch ein paar Patches vor uns, weil wir sind jetzt 3.3. Und wenn wir Glück haben, endet es in 3.8. Wenn wir nicht Glück haben, endet es sogar in 3.9. Weil dann erst kommt 4.0. Na dann, let's go.
I knew it. I knew that you would come find me here.
There she is. Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, but they said they'd never seen you before. So, who are you? And why did you try to scare us?
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
She's terrifying! Hazel, it sure doesn't seem like she's using any props this time!
Don't move. Just trust me. Your yokai power won't scare us. It will only hasten your demise.
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
You're a yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human form outside of your own body. When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power, but that ability weakens as it moves further away. And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that originated from it will likewise perish. Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit, or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru. That is the name I go by now.
Chizuru, why do you want us to leave? If you're a yokai, you should understand why the other yokai want to interact with humans. Besides, we had a great time playing a Kitsu Yugen together, didn't we? Just like the story of Kamai and the samurai.
Yes, that's why. That's why I don't want you to be sad too.
Sad? What do you mean?
I'm sure the yokai have already told you of the story about Kamai befriending the samurai. But they don't actually know the entire story.
Oh.
The samurai was about 25 years old when they met at the festival. They met again 10 years later and remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other, but 10 years later, they became best friends. After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle of his swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel. However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border. Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime. But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his body.
Hey, old friend. Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight. This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see. Then, how about one last game of Akitsu Hazara?
All right.
The samurai gave his best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his Agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time. before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to, and in just a few decades it turned into regret. Lord Kamai's appearance hadn't changed, but his dear friend in front of him had grown old. The joys of friendship gradually gave way to the pain of regret. People often say that those outside the situation can see things more clearly, and I learned a harsh truth after witnessing all of it. Everything that people come to regret is inevitably set in motion from the beginning. We yokai are different from humans. We have longer lifespans and different natures, but we share the same world. We interact with one another. We are drawn to one another, and will eventually part ways. When the dream ends, all that is left are sorrowful memories and lingering pain. Even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye. Imagine what a pure and kind little yokai would feel.
Oh,
So, you mean...
I was hiding on this beach, waiting for the last of my days. But those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsuyugen here, which woke me from my slumber. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and enthusiasm just because they'd heard the legend of Kamai and the samurai. That would simply be repeating the same mistake.
Is that why you pretended to be a ghost? To scare all the people away from here? Oh, so you must be the one who trapped that guy on the beach. That was a little bit harsh, don't you think?
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time I just use some props I've collected to scare people. I can't show myself when there are a lot of people around. But that jerk was greedy. He wanted to steal the decorations from Akitsuyugen and sell them for a profit. That's why I used my yokai power, to teach him a lesson.
Ah, so that's what happened. You have a strong sense of justice. By the way, how did you know the rest of the story about Kamai and the samurai?
it's okay if you don't want to tell us. I've already figured it out. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
Hagoita? Oh, wait! So that means she's...
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to play Akitsu Hazura hundreds of years ago. You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai power. You were the closest to witness their story. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years. You can't sustain yourself, so you were forced to rely on props to scare people. And if my theory is correct, this pair of Hagoita is also the item we need to find for the 3rd round of the test of courage.
Excellent work. You figured it all out. Congratulations, little ones. You've passed the 3rd round of the test of courage.
Miko.
Miko? And the Shrine Maiden? Paimon thought you went missing.
I apologize for causing you concern. It was actually Lady Yai's idea.
Well, what did you think? Were you scared? Because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic the situation, the better. Having the event staff also mysteriously vanish only added to the uncertainty. I must say, I think this test of courage truly lived up to its name.
So you're the one responsible for all the scary stuff.
Hitomi, go tell the others that the test of courage has ended and that we have a winner.
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. The intent to steal is not exactly a serious crime, but it can't go unpunished. I'll see you two later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the third round of the test of courage because you already knew about Chizuru?
Miko, Lady Yae, you're...
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year and saw her play Akitsu Hazura. That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form at the time and possessed only the earliest traces of sentience.
I remember now. You were on Kitsune Saigu's shoulder.
I went for a stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed a familiar yokai power. Though your power was weak, I was still able to find you. You were sitting in a tree, gazing at the tourists below. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that? I didn't notice you at all.
With your powers being so diminished, it was only natural that you didn't notice me. You must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai became friends as a result of Akitsu Hazura, a game connected to your existence.
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form like this. I had only a hazy sense of the outer world. After they first met at the Mikawa Flower Festival, I felt proud to know that I had left a mark on their story. But after they said their final goodbyes, I could often hear Kamai sighing to himself. I couldn't help but hide, because I blamed myself. When I woke up again, the world had changed. Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai. You must know many more things than I do. So I have a question for you.
Leute, ich hatte recht. Miko ist ein großer Yokai. Sie ist sogar ein großer Yokai. Also Yokai, mit Yokai hatte ich recht, meine Freunde, aber sie ist sogar ein großer Yokai. Und ich weiß, welche Kitsune die meint. Und zwar, wenn man richtig darauf geachtet hat, meine Freunde, hat man auch eine Füchsin mit einem weißen Schwanz, weißen Haaren, mit demselben Outfit, was Miko anhat, gesehen auf dem Bild. Und das war diese Füchse, diese Kitsune, die unsere Hayuda Chizuru meint, tatsächlich. Aber wenn man genau drauf achtet, meine Freunde, sieht man sie auch bei Ai. Diese 3 Freunde. Einer von denen war ein Oni. Wenn man darauf achtet, sie hatte auch diese Hörner, wie unser Ito. Dann eine, wie unsere Miko zum Beispiel, bloß mit weißen Haaren und einem Fuchsschwanz. Und da gab es doch so einen anderen Kämpfer, ich weiß aber nicht, wer das war. Von ihm weiß man jetzt nicht wirklich viel tatsächlich, wenn ich gerade drüber nachdenke. Aber ja, wenn sich doch jemand daran erinnern kann, bei den Videos von Ai, von das Ende von Inazuma, hat man ja diese Bilder gesehen bei Ai. Auch interessant. Die sind ja alle 3 nicht mehr da. Aber Ai geht's ja Gott sei Dank wieder gut. Aber dadurch ist ja immer so verschlossen geworden, alles andere. Und die Ewigkeit und ja. Passiert halt, ne? Aber dann, meine Freunde, machen wir mal weiter. Let's go.
People meet, become friends, and then go their separate ways. After such a short time, they leave only regret and sadness in their wake. Is it really worthwhile for us yokai to interact with humans?
Why not? Tell me, how did you feel when you played Akitsu Yugen with the Traveler?
I felt happy, but...
But your rationality told you that it was wrong, didn't it? It turns out that there is still another piece to the story of Kamai and the samurai that you are missing.
What do you mean? The samurai and Kamai never met again.
True, but the story doesn't end there. That samurai's name was Yanagibashi Takuto, who also happens to be the founder of the Soran Ishin art. It is believed that Takuto developed this style of swordsmanship while dueling with Kamai, who had also befriended the 3rd-generation heir of the Soran Ishin art, Tominaga Masanari.
500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments, and the sword Tominaga wielded was passed down from Yanagibashi. The regret Kamai once felt had finally been resolved.
Oh. I never knew.
We yokai are not like humans. Humans have too short a lifespan, and the day will inevitably come when we must say goodbye. However, the bond formed by friendship will not be broken, but rather carried on in a new form. There's no reason to be upset by this. Time flies by in an instant, and life passes by like a dream. So, you must be happy in the present. You should understand what I mean now.
Hey, compadres!
Ito, what are you doing here?
He told me everything. And I also heard that you won the last round. I even know who the ghost lady is now. Anyway, I had a little discussion with the others, and, Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Please just disregard my presence. Now, tell us what you discussed.
Ah, right. All right, listen up. To celebrate the end of the Test of Courage event, we will be holding the Mikawa Flower Festival. I gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of difficult for those little yokai to hold the festival on their own. But with my help, it won't be a problem. That's right. Arataki, the one and only Ito, will be in charge of organizing the best Mikawa Flower Festival anyone's ever seen.
Wow.
Hooray for Ito!
Oh. Can we really trust this guy with the festival?
Hey, what you trying to say? Besides, it won't just be me. Other people will help too. Even my bro Ayato is gonna be there. Everyone's busy getting ready, and the festival will be up and running in no time. It won't be long until you can all join the fun.
You're the best, Ito!
And what would a festival be without me? I'll be sure to go have a look, too. It has been some time since I've attended a festival. Fortunately, I brought sake with me.
Paimon's gotta admit, Ito does have his moments. A festival, delicious food, count Paimon in!
All right, I'll join. If you don't mind, that is.
Looks like the festival has started! Let's go check it out!
Da ist Yumiya. Ich frage mich aber gerade, wo ist denn jetzt Miko? Wir müssen auf jeden Fall zu Ito und so alles. Und ja, meine Freunde, schönes Festival auf jeden Fall. Sehr schönes Festival auf jeden Fall. Natürlich ist das Festival von den Bildern, was wir da gesehen haben, um einiges... What? Das ist eine Herausforderung. Was? Wo kommt denn die her? Lol. Okay. Interessant. Interessant. Ah. Meine Freunde, ich sehe gerade, wir haben schon ein bisschen Zeit schon bald die Zeit überschritten. Uiuiui. Ja, da würde ich sagen, das ist mein Fehler jetzt, sorry. Wir sehen uns damit in der nächsten Folge. Euer Marschu. Tschaußen.